With the price of golf clubs skyrocketing over the last few years, what we really need is a golf club that can be more than just a golf club. A golf club that can be more than just 2 golf clubs, a golf club that could be 3 golf clubs in one. That's exactly what TaylorMade have given us here, introducing the most adjustable golf club TaylorMade have ever made, the TaylorMade Stealth 2 titanium fairway wood. Guys, this is the 5-wood version. It has 18 degrees of loft. In this video, we're going to test it out here in the golf course, see exactly what we can push it to. Yes, we can move the loft. Yes, we can move the CG. We can pretty much turn this into a 3-wood. We can turn it into the 5-wood, which is standard. And then we can also move it into like a 7-wood as well. 3 golf clubs in one. So all of a sudden, these expensive golf clubs, which seem to be going up and up and up, might well be a little bit better value because of the technology TaylorMade have got into this golf club. We're going to kick things off here on the 5th hole at Woolley Park Golf Club. I've got it set in the standard 18 degree with that weight plate at the bottom, which is a 50-gram weight, the heaviest movable weight in any golf club ever, in the central position. So this should play nice and general. It should play nice and standard. Then we're going to crank it down. We're going to move that weight plate forward, so it's a low spin 3-wood. Then you know it, we're going to move it up to a 7-wood, move that weight back and turn it into a mega forgiving 7-wood. 3 clubs in one. Could this be the most revolutionary golf club ever? Guys, get in the comments below, let me know what you think. It looks so good down at the ball as well with that carbon crown. That's exactly what I want from an 18 degree 5-wood. That sounds incredible, by the way. Let me play that sound back. But that ball hasn't moved in the air, it's gone bang straight. I struck it pretty central. Obviously you need to strike these centrally out the face to make sure you do get consistent ball numbers, consistent launch and consistent spin. What if now, straight away, we crank this down, so we can move this down to play 16 degrees, which is pretty much a 3-wood in anyone's book. 3-woods always used to be kind of 15.5 when I was growing up. Sometimes you get them at 13 now. But we can also move that centre of gravity forwards. Look how easy that is to do. And now we have a totally different club. The only thing we haven't changed is the shaft length. If you really wanted to, you could order a longer shaft and a shorter shaft, maybe off the internet, and you're getting 3 totally different golf clubs for just a little bit cheaper. Yes, you're right, you can't do this in tournament play, you can't do it out on the golf course, but you can do it if you know the conditions are going to suit a different club. Is this going to come out lower? Look at that. I even had a bit of ground interaction. I didn't mean to, but I probably got a little bit steeper on it, thinking I want this to come out lower. That's gone quite a long way further. Guys, we're going to do this test inside on this video as well. We're going to make sure we look at spin rates, we look at ball speed, we look at launch angles and see just how different this club can be. I love a golf club that still looks great, filthy and in action, just like this one. Now let's crank that loft up, let's push it to the 7-wood, so 20 degrees, and you guessed it, we're going to move that weight plate back to make it mega forgiving. So quite an interesting topic as well at the moment with this, because Rory McIlroy has put the 5-wood in the bag now, I believe, as well. So he now has this 3-wood and 5-wood, 1 second, in the bag. Does that look better or worse? I feel like I'm going to get a lot of mud in there, so that might be an issue, but it'll clean, I suppose. Now I'll take care of the loft. And for a good club fitter, this is a dream club. You can pretty much change everything on it. Like I said, apart from the shaft length, let's go higher. So that is now 20 degrees. This is going to look totally different down at the ball. Hopefully it's going to play totally different. And remember, stay tuned if you want to see the numbers for these changes. I'm going to do this inside and hit obviously more than 1 ball at a time. So I'm going to try and play the same golf swing. And ideally these would stagger down the fairway now, wouldn't they? They'd have, I mean, that's showing so much loft now. It really does look fantastic. And this is where that laser etched top line is really coming into its own as well, because when you start to show a bit more loft, that laser etching really does help differentiate that top line from the face, which may not work for everybody, but it really helps me square that club up. So there's no excuses for not hitting this fairway. Look at that. That was actually a little bit heely as well, but that's cutting nicely to the right side of the fairway. I really enjoyed that as a test. It's already starting to show me that this is what this club is designed to do, and it's doing it, which a lot of clubs don't often do. Let's get down there, let's see what the difference is in distance. I think this could be a little bit of a dark horse this year for anyone who's not entirely sure what loft fairway wood to go for. Now this is interesting, 3 balls in the fairway. This is the one where I had it lofted up. It was a little bit heely, it wasn't the best strike, but it's still a long way back than the standard ball that you can see there. The 3-wood version, or the lofted up version, a tiny bit left towards that fairway bunker. So all 3 of them staggering in distance. That's actually a drive that I hit off this same tee using because you could be hitting the drives of your life just like that. Palm Tree Crew Special Edition drive. If you want to win that, guys, then get in that video. It's already online now. Fantastic driver. But is this something to do with what it does to the offset on the club when you change the loft? Because as soon as I've staggered the loft, it's staggered the kind of deviation a bit. Is it down to me? The Healy Strike obviously is going to cut more. Get in the comments below and let me know. Very interesting though. Let's get to the next tee and try this test again. I can't wait to show you the numbers. Spoiler alert, I've already got them. It's interesting. You're going to want to see it. And I do hear the argument that a lot of you are putting forward, but James, you can't do that in tournament play. You can't do it on the golf course. The rules of golf dictate you can't change your club during play. Now, yeah, I get that, but the beauty about this is, obviously, here in the UK, over in the States, most places, the seasons change fairly quickly, and they also change the way you should approach your golf course. So being able to change the centre of, there we go, being able to change the centre of gravity on this club, being able to change the loft so much. Don't get me wrong, changing loft and centre of gravity isn't something new, but a 50 gram changeable weight certainly is something new. It's something which can help so many golfers. See, now we're on a tee, and you know what, I'm going to keep it at this. You don't always have to have the movable weight forward if you're loft down to have a low spin 3 wood. You could have the movable weight forward for a kind of low spin 7 wood. You might want the loft, but want the spin to be down a little bit. This is the beauty about this. So if I now hit a tee shot with that, and then we'll change it to have the movable weight back with less loft, you're sort of fine tuning now what ball flight you want. So this could go high, but with a little bit lower spin. How good does this sound, by the way? That is frighteningly good. Nice Healy cut again to the right, interestingly, with more loft on there. It's just faded nicely. I quite like that. Now if we move that back to the back, you can see just how easy that is as well. You're just going to flick it over there. Lucky enough, no mud in there so far. I'm going to move the loft down. So again, it's almost like a bit of an oxymoron where, or just a moron like me, where I can have a kind of fairly high spin forgiving, yet low lofted 4 wood, 3 wood, 16 degrees. I'd be quite happy with that. And again, this is something you'd probably test in a studio, test on a launch monitor, test on a Golf Zone simulator, just to see what ball flight exactly do you want. So now this could be low, but with a bit more spin on it to hold its flight more. If you're a low spin player, that will help you. Oh, look at that. That is so gorgeous as well. Big high cut straight down the middle. That's definitely gone 20 past the other one, at least 15. If you look at both these balls now, both of them right side of the fairway. The one on the left is the stronger lofted one, a tiny bit further and a bit more central. So again, stacking up with what I was thinking there about the loft change and maybe a bit of offset or just how I approach it. Now I really want to get this down again. Look how easy that is scarily easy to change. And all I want to do is play a bit of a stinger here, because if you like a smaller headed fairway as well, the general titanium 3 wood head is quite a lot bigger than this. But if you can have this at 16 low spin and play this shot, stop it, look at that. That could be a stock shot off the tee. And I'm going to show you where that's finished as well, because I would anticipate that's going to change the spin rates by couple of hundred. It's not going to change them by much, but enough to notice a slightly different flight window like you saw there, and generally enough to notice ever so slight difference in where those balls finish. How good is that for a trio, by the way? Guys, let's jump in the simulator room. Let's see. I'm going to change everything here. This is going to be a mega interesting delve into what this does, and I know it is because I've already done it. Then we'll jump out here, hit a few off the fairway to a green and see just how good this club really is. Is this the best club TaylorMade have ever made? I'm putting that out there. Let me know in the comments. As you can see, I took this TaylorMade Stealth 2.5 wood into the studio and tested it 4 different lofts, 4 different centre of gravities. Also apologies for any noise disturbance in this audio. I'm actually doing it in Heathrow Airport. We're going to Dallas today, so make sure you subscribe if you want to see the content over here. But really interesting findings actually. Like, I did really enjoy testing this golf club in its different settings. You can see now we're moving that centre of gravity back along with changing the loft. So this is now in kind of like a 7 wood setting. Again, it's got a 5 wood shaft length, so the ball speed should remain the same, maybe a little bit of a drop off because of the loft. But generally, I actually hit this really straight when it was in this setting. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a club where I think I could maybe get used to it as a fairway finder, or even for those long par 3s just over 200 yards. Maybe a hybrid replacement, something like that. Then as soon as we kind of moved it down, I started to spray it a little bit more, started to hit it a little bit more left, like we saw in the videos actually. And when we come to see the average dispersions, you will see that it's very similar to what I saw out on the golf course. as you can see, quite a lot of power when I had that stronger lower CG, more ball speed than standard, and a lot more ball speed than when I had the weaker higher CG. Spin rate's totally different, differing from 4,200 to 3,800. That is a phenomenal spin rate difference, and obviously 4,480 when I had the higher CG. And again, a little bit of difference in distance, 6 yards and then 13, 14 yards. For me, I'm quite a fan of that. I think this club's doing exactly what it's saying it's doing, and looking at those dispersions, very similar to what we saw on the golf course. Really, really interesting numbers there. Maybe not the changes that you would anticipate, but back out here on the golf course, you can see this is the first shot we hit with high loft, then the two with low loft just up there, and the furthest one being the kind of low spin, low loft. So all kind of doing what they should do out here on the golf course, which is good. Now guys, let's hit some off the fairway. Let's see just how good this club can be as a standard 5 wood. Guys, get in the comments below, what did you think to those numbers? Were you impressed by them? Were you a little bit underwhelmed by them? I'm going to now put this at standard, and I must admit, it's not perfect. One of the things I would maybe change in it, come on, I've been saying how easy this is to do. There we go. One of the things I would maybe change with it is, if you're going to have this much adjustability, have a rotational grip. So instead of having the grip with TaylorMade logo on and then the shaft band with the logo on, maybe just, I don't know, make something more rotational with the shaft and the grip. But Callaway seem to do really, really well. I think that's something which may well just annoy a few people, and maybe make something which isn't going to get covered in mud, because although I've done okay out here today, and I think actually the front bit does take most of the impact. I've had to clean the front quite a lot because I'm taking little divots, so maybe they have thought of that. I'm going to actually retract that because I've not had to clear it so far. I think if it's a especially muddy day, you probably would, and you'd have to just kind of get a hose on it or something. Like, you're not going to start getting the key in there and scratching it all, are you? But standard 5 wood now, 18 degrees, nice neutral weighting. Can we just hit? I mean, that does feel, it feels absolutely incredible. It really does, and that's gone a long way as well. That's flown that bunker. That was actually cutting a little bit. I was anticipating it not to carry that bunker, and you can see it proudly over it now. Yes, we've got a long birdie putt, but we're 220 yards out here. Is it the best sounding club of the year? I mean, there's every chance. Absolutely every chance. Right, same again. Didn't expect that to go that far. Can we get right back to that flag then if I play it a bit lower? That's cutting a little bit again. Still up there though. That's, I can't believe that's up there. Right, last one. Come on, play a draw. Play a draw. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, be good. Go on then. That's the shot that makes you put it in the bag right there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this video of potentially TaylorMade's best club ever, the most revolutionary club ever, and the most adjustable club ever. 3 in 1. Thank you so much for watching. Smash that subscribe button if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye. Oh, let's just replay that one, please. Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, be good. Go on then.